Megyn, every presidential address has a symbolic part to it, and it has a real meat part to it, real change proposed. Could you sort through it for us, please?
I think that it's a very good question. If we look at what the president said last night, what's more important is almost what he didn't say as opposed to what he did say. He didn't give us any new information on last week's mass shootings in California, and he didn't outline any new elements of his strategy to combat Islamic State. What last night's address seemed to be trying to do was to really reset the agenda and convince people that he is taking the lead in this fight after severe criticism, not only from members of the Republican Party, but from his own party that he's lacked urgency on this debate and hasn't come across as really presidential. I'm not sure he was that successful in doing it last night. The address was shorter than expected. It had elements in it we weren't expecting, such as a very lengthy defense of sort of America's stance of welcoming everybody, of not imposing religious tests on members that want to come to this country, of that's what our country is founded on. So whether or not he gave any real concrete steps last night is difficult to judge. He mentioned something a little bit about asking for enhanced cooperation with technology companies, and he mentioned a heightened scrutiny of the visa waiver program. But outside of that, it was pretty much what's been said before.
Yeah, as you say, Megyn, he certainly, whether successful or not, tried to make a statement about how important this problem was, how pressing it is. Let's take a look at what he had to say on that.
The threat from terrorism is real, but we will overcome it. We will destroy ISIL and any other organization that tries to harm us. Our success won't depend on tough talk, or abandoning our values, or giving in to fear. That's what groups like ISIL are hoping for. Instead, we will prevail by being strong and smart, resilient and relentless, and by drawing upon every aspect of American power.
So, Megyn, those are strong words. What is the response? Oh, you don't think so? That's interesting.
I think they were strong words, but I think one of the big responses we're getting is no strong action.
Well, that was exactly going to be my question. What kind of responses are you going to get from Congress? What is actually going to come out of this? What's going to change?
I mean, Stephanie makes a great point. What does that actually mean? We're going to tap into every avenue of U.S. power. There was very few specifics last night. Now, one thing he did say was, look, we're going to step up scrutiny of what's called the visa waiver program here, which allows people from 39 countries to come to America without having a visa. Now, that is a program which has significant economic benefit to the U.S. in terms of drawing tourism into this country. Now, that is a proposal that has also attracted bipartisan support. But whether or not we can actually get what has been a really divided Congress to move forward on that, it remains to be seen. As with gun control, the president again called on Congress to take action that would limit access to weapons of mass, armed assault weapons, machine guns, et cetera, the kind of arsenal we saw the two terrorists have in California. Again, it's an area of it where he has very little ability to actually get anything done with the Congress that he faces right now. So a lot of talk, not a lot of action last night.
David, you know this. When I talk to my kids and say, this is serious, this is important, unless there's an actual action step, they don't even look up from their devices.
Totally right. Totally right.
All right, Megyn, thank you for joining us. Megyn Murphy, Bloomberg's Washington bureau chief.